I am multiracial. I am white. But let me just say that as a paradoxically, partially, and whole white person, I am sick and tired of white people. White people whose only concern is how much money they will earn. White people who complain how school is killing them when there are people who run from death every day, who would kill, do anything to say that they too have the privilege to go to college, to pursue a higher knowledge and a better life for their family. White people who say ignorant shit like, what's the difference between a black person and a bucket of shit, psych, as if racism is some type of fucking joke, as if the constricting binds of their tongues don't choke the throat of equality. White people who refuse to take responsibility for their insensitivity and instead point an invalidating finger at a person of color's head, saying that they need to stop being so sensitive, stop playing the race card, stop playing the victim as if it is the person and not the system, using verbal ammunition to imprison their own human condition, set ablaze the vision, blurring human recognition so that they may gouge out human eyes, dehumanize until the human dies. I am tired of white people who refer to other people as illegal. It's funny how you call them that. In fact, it's damn near ironic since your race is iconic for all that should have been illegal. Your people came carrying scripts of conquest ripped from pages of the Bible. They were disciples drenched in the blood of genocidal ink which they used as an excuse not to think. They came as rapers of land, rapers of indigenous women, and rapers of culture, and never doubt that every act of rape is an act of genocide because every time it kills the soul inside, whether that be the soul of a people or the spirit of one woman. Each is the systematic elimination of all that is human. So without any documentation, your forefathers, while looking into terrored eyes, terrorized an entire group of people, yet you still refer to them as illegal? I'll tell you what's illegal. It's illegal to steal, it's illegal to take, it's illegal to terrorize, murder, and rape, and it should be illegal to hate. With a record like this, anyone else would be on the FBI's most wanted list, so maybe it's not Bin Laden but you who's the real terrorist. I don't know how one could get any more illegal than terrorism, and since it is your own value system that says all illegals should be deported, it's only legal that you and your brother be sent back across the borders of birth. You and your ignorance deported and then once inside aborted from Mother Earth, so that your fetal underdeveloped thoughts may find a tomb within the confines of your mother's womb, and just maybe the good in you will be reabsorbed and then born again, but do not expect me to assume this, because in your ignorance there lies bliss, and when society is structured for white to succeed, there is no need for you to change, so please forgive me if my opinion of you remains estranged. I am tired of only seeing white faces who know nothing of other races yet still have the audacity to paint their faces black, posted up on MySpace, dressed all in blackface, chains hanging, gang banging, teeth shining, mothers crying, gang signing, children dying, black on black violence, silence. Is this what you think it means to be black? Holding up a bottle of Jack with chains on your breast, Compton across your chest behind the armor of a bulletproof vest? Well, let me tell you something. While your chains were hanging, gangs were banging, and while you were gang signing, people were fighting, and while you grinned wide to show the bling on your teeth, children no older than 13 were found dead in the streets because society has told them that the color of their skin was akin to sin, that the only way to win in this white accommodated, color subjugated society is to pick up a gun and run for your life. Is this what you think is so damn tight? Because you're white you have the right to take on another person's identity, make it into some kind of amenity to wear, telling all your friends not to show up without some nappy hair. But what you actually wear is another people's despair and pain through poverty, drugs, and gangs, which is nothing more than invisible slavery without the chains. Oh wait, no, there they are, they're draped across your fucking neck. But most of all, I'm sick and tired of white people because I am one. Partially and wholly. You see, in pointing the self-righteous finger at you, what I was really running from was my own white issues and the disgust that comes from my own privileged wealth. I was hoping that in blaming someone else I would escape from confronting the horrors that took place by those who share a similar pigment to my face. In pointing the finger at you, I prayed it would go blind and lose sight of all those who might point a critical one at me for being privileged, white, and free. I did not want to deal with the acts of atrocity and genocide, so I decided to hide behind the shadow of your white silhouette, shadowing the pains of my own white regret. But how could I forget the old aphorism that obviously still remains true? When you point the finger at someone else, you got three pointing right back at you. I just couldn't understand the direction the arrows made by the shape of with my hand, and so I pointed my finger at you to displace my own white issues, my own white ignorant views, my own white privilege and my own white race, the smudges of racism still on my own white face. But now is the time to erase the things that have for so long been displaced. I take ownership of the ignorance I hate. And so now, in pointing the finger at you, I will myself to accept the hard reality that the racist I am truly calling out lives right here inside of me. So I turn to you now and ask for forgiveness, not for criticizing our ignorance, because that is undeniably there, but for pointing the finger at y'all before I ever looked in here. But now that we've forgiven each other, I come to you as a brother in the most compassionate way I can muster. Let me tell you that every single one of us, whether black or white, dark or light or both, needs to wake the fuck up. Shit, I'm just so tired of this, and you should be too.